do this in prime time. Under the bright lights for you on the sidelines. The fans in the stands keeping doubly bright high. The gridiron fly guys, the green and the gold, yeah, they call it the franchise. The gizmos, the miles, the moves, the Kepleys, old spaghetti legs. Ricky Ray, Willie Bless, and whoever comes next to bring back the chip and add another brick to the legacy. Cause it's double E over everything. Double E is a legacy. Double E over everything. Double E, we rising up.
For just the second time this season, the Green and Gold post-game show gets to start with that song from our friend Josh Clausen. The Edmonton Elks, after a couple of weeks where they've gone and just haven't been able to close out a game, tonight they did it out in Montreal. The Edmonton Elks, they improved to 2-6 on this season after their 23-22 come-from-behind victory against the Montreal Alouettes. We are live at the Nasty Bash. This is the Green and Gold post-game show. I am Iwanyk. He is Jay Milne. You are watching or listening live to Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. Thank you to those watching on YouTube as well. We appreciate everyone for listening on podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. A game where, hey, look, there will be some critiquing of this, but a win is a win. Did the Elks necessarily deserve this one? Not fully, but did the Alouettes deserve it themselves? Absolutely not. They kept the door open for the Edmonton Elks to go win this football game, and on the last opportunity, the Edmonton Elks burst through that door and grabbed their second win of the season. Your thoughts, welcome, 780-218-9999. You can jump into the nasty chat. Jay, your initial thoughts of this game?
A win is a win. Let's be reminded of that off the top. This is a team that needed to, like you said, walk through that door, take advantage of the opportunity, and find a way to get a win. Was it a great game? No. It was actually deplorable. It was an awful football game until, a minute 12 left in the fourth quarter, when the Elks finally put it together, were able to drive the field. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? When your back's up against the wall, that's when you need to find out who you got. And I'll tell you one thing, Matt, the Elks showed, not a lot, but they did show flashes of being a competent, sound football team. There's probably way more issues to look at than there is positives. I understand that. I'm not naive. I'm not. That's not foreign to me. But here's what I just need you to know. When we came on the pregame show, we said they needed to go out and grab this game. They needed to take advantage of a weak, depleted Montreal roster. We didn't say how they had to do that, right? We didn't say, hey, they had to run the ball effectively. We didn't say they had to pass. We didn't say that the offensive line couldn't give up 5 sacks. We didn't say that they, maybe we did say they needed a big turnover, but they needed a win, okay? So as we sit here at the end of the game, this is a 23-22 victory over the second-place team in the East. That is all you can really do right now, other than focus and pick the nit on the little details. Because,
I would say little.
Well,
but we'll get to those later, I think. I don't want to get into the negatives to start, because you're right. A win is a win. And where I'll start is actually the negatives of the Montreal Alouettes, where many times this year, the Elks have given teams opportunities. Just look last week. It was because the Edmonton Elks had Keon Julian Grant drop a football that allowed the Hamilton Tiger Cats to win that football game. Cody Fajardo throws an interception last week. That's the game-winning touchdown drive for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. We could go Trey Ford against BC, that opening drive interception to Stephen Dunbar, turn that game around. The Elks are used to being the team that helps the other team, makes the mistakes for them. Tonight, the Alouettes made mistakes, and it was the Edmonton Elks who took advantage of those mistakes. And that's what good teams do, is they find the mistakes of the other team and they make them pay for that. And I'll just point to that touchdown drive that the Edmonton Elks had. They were going to be pinned at their own 25. bobbled this ball on the kickoff, but Montreal took a offside
they didn't
penalty.
Even bobble it. They just missed it. They miscommunicated. It was.
But an offside penalty comes. They end up getting the return to the Edmonton 47. So that drive starts 23 yards or 22 yards closer.
Yep.
And then they took advantage because they got that touchdown.
Yep.
That's the stuff good teams need to go do.
Yep.
And that's what we saw the Edmonton Elks do tonight. Like MBT misses a touchdown throw to, I believe that would have been Sneed. Next play, I don't know if he missed through that or his receiver ran the wrong route. But Terrell Ford makes a play on it, returns that ball to the other end zone, completely flipped the game around as we were going to halftime. The Elks have not done that at all this season, basically. Tonight they did. And that's the difference. That's the fine line of why this team hasn't been able to win the last couple of weeks and we're able to win today.
Yep.
They didn't make those errors as much tonight, and they took advantage of the other team making those errors.
You know what? That's a great way to simplify this game. Of all the awful football that was played, of the terrible, I don't even, like 5 sacks given up.
The old line just hasn't been good enough.
But Matt, what you said is so accurate. Okay, they took advantage of those miscues by Montreal. Fumble. Niles Morgan crushes Sneed.
Forgot
and
about that
forces
play.
a fumble on the missed field goal. Well, 2 plays later, Kion Julian Grant. And by the way, you, my friend, need to have the hat of the day. You called it. You said this was a Kion Julian Grant revenge game, and I kind of downplayed it. I'll hand up. But I thought this was actually worked out to be a Cody Fajardo revenge game and a Kion Julian Grant. 2 touchdowns, big plays. He drug a Montreal defender into the end zone to get that go-ahead touchdown. Like I said, this is just what this team needs. You don't know now what you can build off of once you have a foundation of something that is successful. Something to hang your hat on and said, boys, we went to one of the hardest stadiums in the CFL to play. Forget the noise. Forget the roster they put out. Forget that we rushed the ball 6 carries in the first half for 0 yards. Forget that.
Well, that's a whole
Mark
game.
Killam is telling those players right now in the locker room, we overcame all that. We won in spite of that. That's what you should be proud of as this organization, as this team who is now getting ready to now they believe they can go into Toronto or host Toronto and win. This is how you build that momentum, Matt.
Well, and I will go, because again, later on, do want to break down some of the miscues that the Elks had and why we got in a situation where it was that close. It's really the Elks could have performed and they could have done what you wanted them to and dominate this football game. But you want to know something? Good teams even have bad games. Good teams even have off games. But what the good teams also do is when there's that off game, they find a way to still go win that football game.
Get the win.
And tonight they found the way. Like, was it pretty? No. Is this going to be a masterpiece that Cody or Mark Killam's going to be like, you guys, this is how we have to play week in and week out? Absolutely not. But the one point he will point to is the fight of this team. And the one thing that this team can say, all 3 games that Cody Fajardo has been the starting quarterback of this team, when the Edmonton Elks offense last took the field, they either had a chance to win it or they went and won it and stuff.
Great point.
And they're fighting right till the end. If you keep doing that and you keep playing that way, you're going to keep getting your victories. Like, we shall see what Toronto does against Ottawa tomorrow. I'm fascinated by that game because I don't know what to make of either of those 2 teams. But I feel good right now about the Elks hosting the Toronto Argonauts next week. I feel good about the Edmonton Elks going to Ottawa in 2 weeks. And maybe this helps kickstart where we're okay. Can they go steal a split in Calgary? Could that be the story that we are going to deal with as we continue on? I feel good right now about this team because of that fight that they have. Yes. And they don't give up.
Yep. And they could have. You could have easily seen this game, especially after late in the game, they get the first down on that 3rd and short. and you're thinking, okay, it's over. But they force a second and out. They force that, they force a field goal. And when we were sitting here, we're like, that's the best thing that can happen. Get the points out of the way, because you know whether it's a field goal to win or a touchdown to win, you need to move the ball and progress the ball down the field to take this game. What you also said, that kickoff penalty, that turned to be very costly.
The Montreal Alouettes have lost 2 games now because of a late penalty. There was the BC game. There was an unnecessary roughness penalty that led the kickoff from BC to be, Montreal kicking off further back. It allowed BC to make the comeback, and tonight it allowed the Elks to make that comeback. Jason Moss could not be happy. Who lost for the first time against the Edmonton Elks, by the way, tonight.
That is
as
true.
a head coach with the Montreal Alouettes. First loss against the Edmonton Elks.
But, I mean, you don't want to look too close at the stat line here.
No.
This was an ugly game.
Well, I'm just going to start with a little bit of an ugly here, because you did mention it. First half, there was 5 rushes by Justin Rankin and 1 by Javon Leake for 0 yards. This game ended with 5 rushes from Justin Rankin and 1 from Julian Leake. Based on what I know, there is some weirdness happening with this CFL stat sites we have, so I'm going to have to wait to see what the final one is. But how do you not rush the ball once?
Matty, they couldn't rush the ball. This is the first time I've seen any suggestion that this was stop trying. This, I don't know. And think of that, Matt. This whole line gave up. They rushed the ball. They were part of the group that rushed the ball for 14 total yards. They gave up 5 sacks. This is not good. I mean, I don't know what the answer is, but this whole line needs to be better. This has been questioned too many times. Now, I understand you're questioning it in a win, but I think we've got over that now. We're past the win. Great. Morale's up. But now we need to look at the issues here.
Can I ask you something, if this would make any sense? Cordy to center, Beard to one of the guards. Maybe a personnel change. Just because this line last year with Cordy in the middle, Ivy and Boyko on the ends, there was different players in the guard. Thomas Credilla,
yep.
And you had David Foucault. 2 players I don't want to disrespect, but nothing to write at home about. They're not here. You bring in McKellar, okay, but you flipped Beard and Cordy around. So is that the thing? Grumpy, hashtag Rouge.
Hashtag Rouge.
You want to know something? There was hey, you want? I have a beef with Reed Wilkins.
Why? Reed Wilkins was Nostradamus in our show. He said they need to have the big play that changes the game today.
There was a punt at the start of this game that went through the end zone while you guys were on the air. And I started cheering for the Rouge because the Elks were up 1-0. How many points did the Edmonton Elks win by tonight?
Yeah, you can come behind. It's okay.
How many points did the Edmonton Elks win by tonight? 1 point. That Rouge at the start of the game won this game for your Edmonton Elks.
Let's give it up for the Rouge, everybody.
The Rouge, people, the Rouge. Well, they have the sign. They don't want to share the Rouge. What's going on here?
We should try Snag Reed, see if he still is upset about it. But look, everything happens in a game, so especially at the end, the finish to that game was electric. I mean, being at the Nasty Bash, having everybody here in attendance.
You have a video coming out later, I'm assuming?
Watching this. What video? It's already out.
Is it already out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you got it out.
Well, I cashed 2 big Jays play of the days. I bumped the money line for the Elks up to 160 early in the week. Today's Jays play of the day was money line plus under. Both of those cashed. So not a bad day for the Glue Crew if you were riding with. But yeah, Matty, I mean, let's look at this. Cody Fajardo was 27 of 38, 71% completion rate. That is a tad shy of his overall, CFL record-setting completion percentage, but that's not bad. 2 touchdowns, 289 yards. I mean, come on. That's exactly what was said earlier in the pregame. McLeod Bethel-Thompson's going to cough it up. McLeod Bethel-Thompson's not consistent. He missed 2 wide-open receivers for touchdowns early in the game. Right? Okay, so now Caleb Evans comes in, 14 of 18 for 113 yards.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad,
but he's not Bo. He's not Trevor Harris.
Not that pocket passer, that confident passer that can just stand in the pocket and deliver the ball, a la Cody Fajardo on the last drive of the game. I mean, it does make a huge difference having somebody that has the confidence and the leadership to take that team down the field.
Well, and what a player Justin Rankin is. When he can make a play and isn't hindered by, as soon as he gets the ball on the handoff, there's 3 guys in the backfield. When he could go and make a play and make someone miss, or, like, I don't even want to say make someone miss, because I don't know how many guys he makes miss. He just drags them along.
And he trucked that one guy on the last drive.
He just somebody jumps on him, and he drags him along for 10 yards or shakes him off. Like, I don't know how many times he just outright makes someone miss. I'd have to go back and look. He just shakes him off, but he is a big-time playmaker for this team.
We got some nasties outside on the deck. That's nice.
You brought it up in the pregame show, the big plays that Rankin has. How many did he have tonight?
Oh, you mean the leading receiver for the Elks, Justin Rankin, at 88 yards? Yeah, the leading receiver, 4 for 4, 88 yards, 22 average. There's Joaquin.
We've missed this guy's face in our station. We've missed him around the office.
You, buddy.
Back on Monday.
Can't wait to see you on Monday. Long play of 43 yards. I mean, Reed asked it earlier in the game. Is this team wasting Justin Rankin sitting him in the backfield?
They have been this year because of the O-line hasn't been able to create those holes for him. When he gets the ball, good things happen.
Yes.
It's just that simple. That's why he was Jay's favorite for MOP this year in the Canadian Football League.
Well, he'd be the most dynamic offensive player Edmonton has outside of Cody Fajardo, I would say. Right?
I don't think that's a question.
It might even lean to Rankin after
it's those two guys. Those two guys carry this team, and they've carried this team for 3 weeks. Largely.
I mean, what he did on that last drive, and not to try and defend or try and, juke that player, but rather to say, no, I'm going to take you out and I'm going to truck you. That's a mindset.
I'm going to take my forward momentum.
That's a mindset.
I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to run downhill.
Yeah, that was beautiful to see.
The Edmonton Elks defense. I don't have much negative to say on this Elks defense. They give up 22 points. But actually, no, they don't. Take away 6. Was it 6? Is that the missed extra point? Well, there's also a missed extra point by Montreal tonight. We're forgetting about that one. The kickoff return, is that where they missed the extra point? No, they got it. So take 7 points off the board from 22. That puts you at 15. The Edmonton Elks defense gave up 15 points tonight.
That's pretty good. That's a winnable game. You should win that game.
Absolutely should win that game. They gave up 1 touchdown in this game. They gave up 2 field goal drives. That's it. That's as good as you can ask for. And it's one people could say, well, it's just MBT and it was Caleb Evans, but that's who you're going up against. And you want to know something? Elks teams of the past would go up against those players and they would get lit up. And tonight, that's not what happened. This defense stepped up. And Terrell Ford with...
There's thanks from Scalding Gord that says relegate Jason Milne. I believe that's already happened, Gord. That's old news, brah.
Stay tuned on Monday for the EST draft. That's all I have to say. GM
Parisian says, I know the local media can't stop making love to Fajardo, but it's worth pointing out one of these QBs has won this year, and it's not Cody. Team did the same thing to Ford again for the 3rd time.
That was before the game.
That was before the game.
That was before the game.
I was going to say, what? Are you here, GM Parisian?
That was before the game.
All right.
Actually, he was at the very first Nasty Bat.
Jason says Fajardo for new premier of Alberta. Shanked One says, hey guys, I have to admit I was about to text in same old same, but they pulled it off. Yeah. Good for them. Finally, feels good, doesn't it? And yes, Shanked One, I think this one does feel good for Elks fans because this is one that I think you, at the bottom of your heart, even if you thought this team was terrible, was awful, was whatever you want to call them, they needed to get this win tonight. El Presidente, great win by the Elks tonight. Soon to be on my way to the Nasty Bash.
That's where we are. Fancy
we are
that.
Live here. Yes.
Jay in the Nasty Chat goes, Elks D went to sleep in the 3rd quarter and tackling is still an issue. In the 3rd quarter, the Montreal Alouettes 2-0, touchdown drive, 9 plays, 79 yards. Gave up 1 first down, forced a punt. Gave up 1 first down and forced a punt. Actually, no. It was punt, TD, punt in the third quarter by that Elks defense. They had 1 bad drive. But you want to know some defenses are going to give up touchdown drives. Defenses are still going to give up. That's just going to happen. I'm not going to say they fell asleep in the third quarter when outside of that 1 drive, they only gave up 1 first down for a combined 21 yards on 2 drives.
Well, Matty,
that's not falling asleep.
You take the special teams touchdown out, right?
Yeah.
You're at 15 points.
Yeah.
You also add that Tyrell Ford added 7 points to their offensive point total.
It was a 14-point swing.
Like, this defense played pretty damn well. If anybody's to blame, if you could have one spot where you could say, okay, this is problematic.
On the defense?
No.
Oh.
For the team, it would be on the offensive side of the ball, particularly the O-line and the rushing attack.
Yeah, the defense was number 1 in the 3 facets tonight. Number 2 is special teams for me. They did give up the kickoff return, but they, got that fumble on the missed field goal, which was also just a dumb return. I'm going to call out Snead on that one. It's an 8-point ball game. Take the field position.
Yeah.
It's still a 1-possession game. Instead, you take it out. Even if you don't fumble the ball, you're in terrible field position. But then you fumble the ball at Niles Morgan with a great play. The Elks offense, honestly, if you had us coming on the show about 20 minutes before it actually started, I don't think we would have had anything really good to say about the offense.
No.
That's why they would have been my third facet. But in the end, it's how you finish these football games. That's the key, and that's why the CFL, amongst the other ones, is so great. It's because it comes down right to the end so often.
Yes.
And we saw that tonight, and the Edmonton Elks found a way to get that done. Derek V, it's a game that you have to have with an injured Montreal team, and they got it. Would have been a punch to the gut to not have this one. Nick in the North, I was praying for that combined score to get to 48. Well, that wouldn't have helped for the Jay and Matt's big play of the game.
It wouldn't have mattered because Justin Rankin was not rushing the ball, right? Like that was clear. But you know what?
Statistically ends with 0 rushing yards.
And how many rushes did the Elks attempt in the second half?
0.
Right. Okay.
I don't even think. Well, Fajardo must have had 1.
But can I just say, I know I'm Mr. Run the damn ball, but that's okay. If it ain't working and you can't fix it in game, figure something else out. Pass the ball. I mean, Cody Fajardo was passing the ball well. They were moving down the field. It just seemed like they would have 3, 4, 5 play drives, but they could never get that extended drive until it mattered, until at the end of the game. I mean, if you look at that last scoring drive for the Elks, what was it, Matty? 6 plays, 63 yards, ended up in a touchdown. 6 passes, 0 runs. The drive before, 5 passes, 0 runs. I mean, in the third and fourth quarter, their longest drive was the first drive of the third quarter and the last drive of the game, with 10 plays and then 6 plays. Well, I guess the drive before was 7 plays. But you found a way to win. I mean, ultimately, that's really all you can look at for this team. Are there issues? Yeah, big ones.
They didn't find ways to let this game get too far away from them. You know, like, and look, some of that is still Montreal dropping.
MBT had a lot to do with that.
But you want to know something? The Elks were doing that to the other teams before, and as we've talked about. You know, it was 11-4, was it? Or was it higher than that? When Terrell, yeah, it was 14-4. Why am I losing my mind on this one? Scoring, when Terrell scored, it made it 13-11. Yeah, so it's 13-14. 13-4. 13-4. I'm sometimes dyslexic with my numbers. 13-4. They throw a touchdown or get a touchdown on that drive. It's 20-4. You know, we're getting to blowout territory at that point.
Yeah.
But the mistake happens one way. Terrell Ford takes advantage the other way. It's a close football game yet again. The Montreal Alouettes come out pretty well in the second half. They ultimately make it a 19-11 lead. They could maybe go and carry on, like missed field goal. But the Elks found a way to always, whatever facet of the game, they found a way to keep it close and then make it even closer. Then it came to that final drive. And tonight, the Edmonton Elks found a way to execute those little plays. They executed the ones that they need to, and they got this victory tonight. I do hope that they do throw out some audio, because I would love to play some audio later on in this show. Scalding Gord, I think, is gone.
Thank you.
Good seeing you, good sir. We are live at the Nasty Bash.
Let's get Reed in here.
Where is he?
Climbing around. Yeah, let's get him in here.
We can grab Reed. Feel free, jump in on that. We're going to be Reed Wilkins in here. He's going to come shortly. Jay just leaves me by myself here. Oh, he's walking around trying to find someone. Oh, he's got the chair. I think he's found Reed. I think he has found Reed Wilkins. So we'll bring Reed on here on the Green and Gold postgame show. Matt Iwanyk, Jay Milne, soon to be Reed Wilkins. The Elks, 23-22 victory over the Montreal Alouettes. They improved to 2-6 on the season. After this victory out in Montreal, and Reed Wilkins set to join us here. Thank you to everyone for listening on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear source for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Yeah, that's the one that you should be on. Reed, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can, Matthew. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you finding the time to make your way here. I know it was very far to get here.
Town.
I know you had a lot of work to get here. So I want to start by, how much do you love the Rouge? Because that opening Rouge won them the football game.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Wouldn't be my way.
It's, okay. What are your... Now, there's a couple things I wanted to point out that you said during the game. Okay? You came up to me and you said, and I wrote it down. I kind of paraphrase what you said. You say the O-line has been dominated and the D-line has not been dominant. Now, we've talked about this from the start, is that a win is a win.
Yes.
Okay? But there's still issues. Do you think the front four on defense and the offensive line are the biggest question marks for this team moving forward?
Okay, so they won, first of all. So, but since you asked me this question, because there are some positive things to get to, and thank the creator, they finally won a game. By Odin's beard! So, until they can win the line of scrimmage, they will not legitimately turn it around. I think it's that simple. It's 8 games into the season. The O-line has maybe had a couple of average games, but generally has not been good enough. They give up too much pressure on the quarterback. They give up too many sacks, and they can't run the ball. I don't think this is an offensive coordinator issue.
Yeah.
I think it's an O-line issue, and I think he doesn't call running plays because he doesn't trust his O-line to get enough thrust. I have seen enough from Justin Rankin to think that he is one of the best running backs in the league. But they can't get him the ball with any space. You know, he gets it in the backfield and he's hit before he can go in. Look how good he is when he gets the ball on a pass.
Yeah.
And he made a great play to start that game-winning touchdown drive. So I think continually losing the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, quite frankly, is the biggest weakness on this team, because it all starts there. You know, even if you had an average quarterback, and I think Fajardo's probably played slightly above average since he's come in. If you had an average quarterback, when you give him time, he's going to find receivers.
Yeah.
You have average receivers, they're going to get open because it's hard to cover for 4 or 5 seconds. So I think it starts there. They don't get sacks. They give up too many sacks. And then even, you know, it's dicey because now I think Sherritt is calling the defense that he has to call. He has to guard against giving up the explosive play, because that's how they lost to BC in week 1. And I think that's now scripted how he calls the defense, that they don't want to get beat over the top. So now they got to give cushion and run up and tackle, but they're continually giving up 4, 5, 6 yards on first down. So that's, to me, that's a couple of the big issues with the team.
Do you think that there has to be, as painful as this for me to say, because as I said earlier in the broadcast, I'm Mr. Run the Damn Ball.
Yes.
But do you think that offensive coordinator Jordan McSimick deserves a bit of credit? They didn't rush the ball once in the second half.
But why bother?
Right.
I hate to say that, but why bother?
Yeah. Do you think he deserves, like, is that now something you could look at for him and say, okay, maybe this was a growth moment for him to say, well, the hell with the run game book, we're just going to stick with the pass game.
Well, I think he said that at other times this year too, though.
I don't know if I think there's been too many times this season where he's gone to it way too late and hasn't said it till late. And he did it a lot earlier this week then. Because there was the one game against Saskatchewan, where he didn't do it until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And they weren't getting anything going with that O-line that game.
Yeah, I think I didn't like the way Maksimic called the first half. Like some of those flare-outs, that one to Leak where you're making him catch it over the shoulder with his back to where he wants to go.
You still got to catch that. You got to catch that.
I know. Well, yeah, I realize he dropped it, but it didn't look like that play was going to work. It didn't look like that play was going to work either. I mean, really, the story today, guys, is they hung in there. It could have got out of hand. They hung in there. What did I say? They needed multiple sacks and/or multiple turnovers.
Well,
they didn't get a sack. They got 2 turnovers, and they only had to get 7 yards total to get 14 points off them. Or I guess 13 because they missed the convert. So Ford ran it back on, quite frankly, one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen in my life by MBT. That's a mind-boggling throw. Like, it just makes no sense at all that he threw it there.
I feel like maybe the receiver ran a wrong route, and that's where the receiver's supposed to be.
Maybe.
I'm throwing it where the receiver's supposed to be.
But I think that the overarching theme from tonight's game has to be that this team has found ways to lose.
Yes.
Continually. Tonight
it was the opposite.
It was the opposite.
Right. Really, they should. If you go by merit, they should have won last week and lost tonight. So you get one of each. You get one of each. I mean, Montreal lost this game as much as the Elks won it. If you look at how crippling.
I agree.
They opened up the window and the door for the Elks multiple times. It took the Elks till the end to bust through that door.
But at least, give the Elks credit. They had to get 65 yards or whatever it is in the last 59 sacks. How far away were they? Just on their own side of half?
Yeah, it was
the 45, their own 45, so they'd have to go 65 yards.
63-yard, 6-play drive.
What do they have, 2 incompletions and 2 receptions or 4 receptions?
On that last drive? On that last drive for them? So it was incomplete, complete, incomplete, complete, touchdown.
Yeah, so good for them. I mean, it's still, everything else.
They had 2 second and 10s on that drive.
What were we talking about? Late game execution. Was it for football or for hockey, or just in general?
Just in general.
I mean,
that's how winning teams become winning teams.
Late game execution.
Yep.
Well, I think it was the orders. Like, okay, well, you're down a goal, you got to score with the goalie pulled, and they did it a few times. So tonight, everything I'm being critical of, late game execution, the Elks executed. Great pass to Rankin. Great job by him. Julian Grant, who a lot of us, me included, thought probably should have been cut, makes 2 big catches and makes a great play with effort to get into the end zone. So after all was said and done, Montreal had a minute to execute to win. Elks had a minute to execute to win, and the Elks beat them in that minute. So they kept it close enough so the last drive made a difference.
I will say one thing also that we haven't talked about, which you brought up late in that game too, or at one point. The Elks were taking advantage of throwing it to the outside. There was like those 8-yard throws to the sideline that Montreal just couldn't defend.
Well, they were giving them to.
Yeah.
And the Elks were taking it, and they should have kept going a little bit at times, maybe a little bit more with that. But the Elks saw something there.
Yeah.
They went at it quite a bit.
Well, they
had the success with that.
And those were 8-9-yard completions that were 54-yard throws.
That's the crazy part.
You know what I mean? You got to take what you're given at some points.
But you move the first down marker.
And speaking of Keon Julian Grant, I mean, 5 catches, 8 targets, but 4 of those 5 catches were for second down. Were on second down that converted to first downs. 2 touchdowns. Do you think this is about as much of a statement as you can make after what happened last game with Hamilton at Commonwealth?
Yeah, specifically getting the 2 touchdowns and not dropping. I mean, the first one was in the end zone wide open, more open than he was last week.
Yep.
And he caught it, and then, like I said, just a really good effort to power into the end zone for the winning points. Look, they finally won. We can talk about with more belief, at least talk about playoff race. What if the next 2 teams they play are also near the bottom of the league?
They need to take both.
I said before the game, they have to win 4 of their next 5. Now they have to win 3 of the next 4. It's slightly easier, but it's still difficult. And we talk about it all the time. Belief is a powerful thing. They survived. They got the points. They kicked off. Montreal screwed up the kickoff, not the Elks. Montreal took a stupid too many men in the huddle, I think it was in the huddle, penalty, not the Elks. And I know the Elks took a couple costly penalties that I didn't like tonight. And then it was Montreal trying this weird play at the end of the game, and the Elks surviving it. So now they can at least sit there tonight and go on the ride home and think about the things that went their way as opposed to the things that didn't go their way.
Well, I think, you're talking about that Tyrell Ford unnecessary roughness late in the game. I think that could have unraveled this team.
Yeah.
Yep.
They stuck with the plan. The next two plays, they caused the field goal. And at that point, we were sitting here, and I said to Matt, good, get the field goal out of the way. Because you're going to get points on this drive.
Yeah.
You give up the least amount of points, field goal, and you keep the most amount of time on the clock. Which, by the way, that was 1:12 left. They scored with 15 seconds left. So time ultimately came down to be a huge player in this game.
I was surprised they kicked that. They went for the field goal. Just because the Rouge perspective on that one came into play for me, where you try to pin them deep, force them to drive down the field. If you have a bad punt, it's now a 3-point ball game as opposed to 2. And on the kickoffs, you can return it a lot closer. So I think for Montreal and Jason Moss, there's a lot they're going to be discussing of why they lost this football game. For the Edmonton Elks this week, I'm sure that they have a lot to discuss too, to clean up so that they're not in those situations where, because this game, as much as Reed, it could have been a blowout one way, the Elks could have taken control of this game at times and went away with the quarterbacks they're going up against. And they'll need to fix those, but they got the victory.
Can I ask you guys this? What did you think of 15 seconds left? I think after the kickoff that was mishandled, there was 11 seconds left. That was kind of surprising to me to see that they didn't take a shot up the sideline and possibly draw a pass interference.
Yeah, they tried the trick play on the first play.
On the first play.
I didn't expect that.
I did not.
Moss likes his trick plays. He does like his trickery.
But that was, they had to set up for them to even get to the opportunity to try that onside kick, like a punt. That was pretty cool. I don't know how it all would have played out because...
Well, the thing is, I think they're hoping to grab that football and then punt it into the end zone. Do 2 punts on one play.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Are you allowed to punt the ball twice on one play? I'm assuming.
Or have an Edmonton guy try to grab it and fumble it.
Or if they...
It's no yards, which is what happened, right?
Abutsky says in the nasty chat, they just won, baby. No time for critiques tonight. And I understand that. We're just picking the nit here, Abutsky.
I can only tell you what I saw.
We have to analyze this.
The line of scrimmage is still a weakness for the team.
It is. 5 sacks.
More pressures, too, which, unfortunately, CFL, once again, I will rant. Keep track of the pressures, please, CFL. It's a better indicator of an O-line and a D-line. Do you know that they used to keep track of the QB pressures?
Yeah, I've heard you talk about this.
So for the second game this year...
Go away, Matt. I've heard it enough.
For the second game this year, the Elks have given up more sacks in one game to their opponent than their defense has tallied all year.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of that.
With 5 sacks tonight, and then what was it against 8?
Was it
8 against the Riders?
Yeah. The Riders?
9, yeah.
It was a lot.
This is not
You needed more than one hand.
So... Well, that's the next question, is how does this get addressed? Matty, tell Reed about what you thought that maybe you can...
Well, I will get there, but I think first is you just got to run this offense where the way that we saw in the second half. Where if you're going to get ranking the ball, it's got to be through the air and not on the ground, and that's how you involve them in the game. And we've talked about that a little bit in the past. I was wondering, so the O-line last year had Corey in the center, you had Ivy and Boyko on the ends. Those 3 guys are back this year. Would you put Beard on guard spot and Corey into center? And I wonder, because that was what was lurking last year.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Size-wise, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Beard's a bigger dude than Mark Cordy.
What are the rushing stats? Did we have any net rushing?
No.
For the Elks?
14 yards rushing.
They had 0 rushing yards from the running backs tonight.
14 yards rushing.
Was it all Cody?
Yes. 3 carries for 14 yards.
Yep.
Rankin 5 for 0, League 1 for 0.
Yes, both of that in the first half.
I'm at the point that's not on the play calling. That's on the O-line.
I've never seen that. I've never seen a stat line. Between your 2 running backs, you attempted to run the ball 6 times and you had 0 yards.
I've done that in college video games.
Yeah.
When I'm Michigan and beating on something, that's it. That doesn't happen. And then that was the first half stat line.
I don't know, guys. Like, do you have to play?
I don't know
with
enough about O-line.
Do you have to play with 6 offensive linemen?
Well, we talked about that. Was it last 2 weeks ago?
Fullback. Like,
well, that's one thing of their success of their O-line they had last year was they did run a little bit of a 6th offensive lineman on the line.
Yeah.
Is that where you need to go?
Yeah. I don't know. Or do you just say the hell with it and you're going to play off your back foot all season long?
Problem is...
Okay, Cody.
Okay, Cody, you're up. Josh Clausen in the Nasty Chat, by the way.
I know him.
He says double E over everything. He wants the song, Matt. Can we do a mid?
You have to give me a second to get it back up.
I think if the creator of the song says play the damn song, you play the damn song.
Hey, Josh, we're in your hood. Come on down.
Yeah, we are. Come on. We're a hop, skip, and the jump.
No, that's not working right off the bat. Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah,
give me a second. Hold up here. But I will get this going.
It was very cool to be here.
Yeah, this is great. Everybody watching,
and especially at one point, the TVs here went out. And because there was quite a storm that rolled through.
Yeah.
So I had my TSN feed up on my computer. There were people huddled around trying to find out what was going on. And I just thought it was I call it, though, it was a Nasty Bash boost.
Josh Clausen, this is for you.
Do this in prime time, under the bright lights for you on the sidelines. The fans in the stands keeping doubly bright high. The gridiron fly guys, the green and the gold, yeah, they call it the franchise. The gizmos, the miles, the moves, the Kepleys, old spaghetti legs. Ricky Ray, Willie Bless, and whoever comes next to bring back the chip and add another brick to the legacy. Cause it's double E over everything. Double E is a legacy. Double E over everything. Double E, we rising up.
There you go, Mr. Josh Clausen, just for you. Just for you, the Green and Gold Kickoff post-game show. Only plays on the post-game show when the Edmonton Elks, they win. I'm trying to see if we can get some audio post-game from the Edmonton Elks. Also, I do want to see the official stats package when it gets sent out, because I just feel like there was a little weirdness on the CFL back end for the stats. Like, I just don't believe that there was only 6 rushes in the end for 0 yards from the running backs. But that may be the case indeed. For those that have just tuned in, the Edmonton Elks, they defeat the Montreal Alouettes 23-22. This is the Green and Gold post-game show. Matt Iwanyk, Jay Milne with you here at the Nasty Bash, joined alongside Reed Wilkins. Lots of time still to get here to the St. Albert Rugby Club to take part in the 3rd major of the year for Edmonton Sports Talk, the 4th one being the Estes on September 16th. But a big part, and we're on the patio too, which is great. It's been nice enough. I thought it was going to be raining all day, but I think a lot of people are out on the patio. We got Johnny, Alberta with us here, who drove in from Regina.
Oh, wow.
We've got Christian, who came in from Winnipeg. So we span a number of provinces for tonight as well. Johnny's a very good guy, too. A Manchester United fan. In the footy.
What league is that?
I don't. What's footy?
The Premier League.
Oh, that's
not the Premier League, the Premier League. Let's make sure we get that one accurate when we are discussing about it.
Don't put it in the chat.
I don't think you do.
I do.
So what is the positive coming out of this game?
They won.
Is that it?
And Julian Grant made big catches. Fajardo led the team. Like, he did not go away. He got battered. He made one really bad throw on that last drive, the first one to Julian Grant.
Yeah.
He got hit. He did not go away. Like, I think, and I hate to say this because when you say anything with a quarterback, it's like, oh, you're running down Ford. I don't mean it to run down Ford, but I think the Elks players can say, okay, our quarterback has won a Grey Cup. He's played 3 games for us. He's played well. He hasn't been the problem.
Well, just to add on that,
we believe in him.
All 3 games that Cody Fajardo has started this year, when the offense had their final possession, they had a chance to win it or tie the football game.
Well, the one in Regina, they were never moving the ball, but the last
But
2,
they had a chance to get it to field goal. It was a 3-point ball game.
Sure.
They may not have moved it well, but when they had the ball on the last possession, they had a chance to go do something.
Right.
That's what Cody Fajardo's brought. What was that? How did you word the question?
What's the takeaways? What's the positives?
I think for the defense, they could at least, you talk about winning and maybe you just need that win to get going. Does this set the secondary off maybe to go make a couple of extra plays? Does this set off a couple of interceptions in a few games? Is this the little snake bin? They got it out tonight. Maybe that's something that comes out of it. But in the end, they got it at the interception tonight.
Well,
and I think as a defensive unit, they can feel very good about that.
Yeah.
They put 7 points up on the board. And as a unit, they only gave up 15 points.
I'd say that the ability to find those big plays, whether it's offense late in the game, whether it's Niles Morgan destroying Sneed on that missed field goal, whether it's Tyrell Ford jumping a route, making a play, and turning it into 6. The ability to do that, to make those plays, has been lacking. It's been an aw shucks all year long. They had 3 game-changing plays. Or in Cody's since in the last drive, I think that play to Rankin was the play that said, okay, holy smokes, we're on route to scoring. Yeah. I looked at you and I was sitting here, I'm like, they've got this.
Yeah, that changed everything.
That was a huge completion on a 2nd and 10, albeit. So I guess they grabbed themselves by the necks and said, we're going to do this. We're going to figure it out come hell or high water. So I think that's one of the obvious takeaways. But that defense, man, bend but don't break. That's kind of what the mode they were in tonight.
I do look, this is a far stretch, so careful. But one of the turning points of the season that we may look at is the Tyrell Ford interception.
Maybe.
It's one of those, and it's both of those plays in one. It's MBT missing Sneed in the end zone. But that's a runaway moment for the Montreal Alouettes if they score that touchdown.
Yep.
I don't know. As much as the Elks have had fight, I don't know if they're coming back in this one. If that's a touchdown. But now all of a sudden it's a 2-point ball game as they're getting set to go to half. They find a way to get this victory, and now they've got a schedule which is favorable to them.
You know
in terms of if we're gonna at least get into Labor Day, still having a discussion at all about playoffs.
Right.
You couldn't ask for 2 better teams up next in Toronto and Ottawa.
They play the other 2 worst teams in the league. You have to beat them.
Have to beat them. And if you can beat them, okay, maybe there's enough. If you could ride a wave of 3 straight, because to your point, like it is 3 of the next 4. You can't be expecting to win both on Labor Day. That they're going to have to win the next 2, and really they're going to have to split Labor Day.
Yeah, probably.
But can you get to Labor Day where you're still talking about that? That's the next thing for this team.
Yeah, that has to be the goal.
Well, Taylor Inglis, who was here when you were at your wedding last week, he texted me. He said the Elks learned from last week and finally put up another W. They could sneak a few more W's before heading into Calgary and come out after Labor Day 6-6.
That'd be incredible.
So that's a split against Calgary? Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a sweep.
That would be a sweep against Calgary. I think that's
2 wins if they win.
6-6 would be a sweeping the next 4 games.
Oh, yeah. Well.
I mean, hey, optimistic.
Dream big.
Dream big. That way the downfalls are less, right? Did they snatch victory out of the hands of defeat?
Yes. Yes.
Right? I mean, that
very much so.
That probably should. Oh, here's YTT.
We've got YTT, Raider Jesse, and Johnny Alberta just dancing in front of us.
I don't know.
I think when we're almost done here, I'm going to take the camera and I'm just going to show you what we've got for the Nasty Bash.
Somebody was requesting that in the chat.
Well, they want us to keep it going at the end.
What do you mean?
Just have a camera shooting it all night. That will not happen.
Weird.
Oh, yeah. Raider Jesse got me a card today. It says, sorry about your relegation. #Glue Crew.
Oh, wow.
That's
thoughtful.
Raider Jesse.
There's also a one that he gave to Tommy, which I would like to read.
Yeah.
It goes, Tommy, condolences crossed out. Congrats on your added non-relegation. So he had wrote condolences on your relegation, but he's changed it to congrats on your non-relegation. #Justice for Tommy. Your friend Raider Jesse.
This is what we're looking at here.
Some of that's obscene.
So we got
some of that is
Johnny Alberta, we got Raider Jesse,
Benny,
we got YouTube Trev, we got Sarah, and then the rest of the nasties over there. There's a bunch that are on the deck. There's quite a party brewing out there. Johnny Alberta's feeling it right now. I don't know if you can tell by his moves.
He's excited about Sesko to Manchester United.
Yes, there you go. So that is what we've been dealing with for the entire post-game and pre-game, to be honest with you. But it's a Nasty Bash. What do you expect?
It's the third major.
It is.
A month ago today was the EST Golf Classic. Today we got the third major.
Yep. All right. Let's get Dusty in here. You're
Dusty
out.
wants to come in.
All right.
Well,
Thanks for having me.
Reed, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And the Rouge won them the football game.
He's going to hang that over you for a while.
He got mad at me for cheering. Thank you to everyone for tuning in, by the way, on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, on YouTube, as well as on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. I'm going to have to podcast that after. That's that one. Dustin Nielson.
I have to hear better.
With us now.
Thank you for bringing me on. I haven't had a drink yet, so I've been waiting.
Have you not?
No, because I wanted to hop on the show with you guys. So now after this, I'll have a beer or two, and then I'll go home.
Oh, my God.
It's been waters all night for Dustin.
Right.
A couple chocolate milks, I believe.
No chocolate milk. I had chicken tenders.
I saw that. They look good.
Ryan Christian from Winnipeg brought honeydill from Winnipeg.
Oh, my gosh.
So they had it in the back, so I ordered it. And it was delicious.
Maybe I should get some tendies. Does he have more?
I have a whole jar of honeydill back there. It'll cost you, though.
Little side
What a win.
It was a win. What is your takeaway of this game?
I mean, they found a way. You know, like we've talked so much about they were close, they didn't find a way. Tonight, they found a way to win. It wasn't overly pretty. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of imagination. But Cody Fajardo led a game-winning drive and a game that I wish I would have broadcast myself.
Right.
Really?
I texted our producer in TSN after the game. I said, hey, Eddie, if you want to mix in some exciting games for me, I'll take it. Because I've had a bunch of games where, like, so tonight we had a return touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
A pick six.
Yeah.
And a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, I see what
I'm
you're
going to
saying.
go and call Calgary beating Winnipeg by 30 tomorrow at 5. So I was not very pleased by that.
Do you like Calgary tomorrow?
Yeah.
I think they'll win.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a team 3 times.
I know, but
that's the only thing that's holding me
I'm
back
worried.
right now.
It's tough for me because I live in a household with one of the biggest Zach Collaros fans in the country.
Marshall.
But Zach is he's not what he was a couple of years ago. So we'll see what happens. But
we got a few
I'm
people
very jealous of not calling this game tonight.
Got a few people asking about the over-under on the rummies right now. Where are we at?
What did I say? So I said a 2-6, which would be 13 doubles.
Yeah.
I have just finished 6 and 7.
Oh.
Time is it?
Oh, you turned the corner.
1:30.
Yeah, I'll crush this. I'll be home by midnight. I'll sleep for 10 hours. I'll call the best
All right,
game
you've got a
ever heard
game
in your life
tomorrow. I was about to say not going to be final table tonight.
I've also
but
had
you've got a game tomorrow.
couple of fireballs.
Oh.
But I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, you look good.
I don't know. Are we doing? Should I do a speech tonight here or what?
I told somebody we're not having any tonight.
Okay, well that's good.
I think it would have had to been done sooner.
Yeah, probably.
late.
But people were still like after the speech. So
Tonight is tonight's year 1 was Edmonton Sports Talk. Year 2 was Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne. Year 3 is a live broadcast from there.
yeah, live broadcast. There's nothing else happening. So I guess we'll just kind of let it slide for now.
We already announced the studio.
The studio's pretty sweet.
That's kind of like
It's our
kind of
highlight
ruined
of
that
year
one.
3. Nothing else is happening.
Well, you could always say, like, okay, we're going to announce it.
Well,
Within
I
the
do
next
have
year, we'll
to
have
do
another
the.
announcement.
I do have to do this. Yeah, like I was thinking of saying, year 1 we announced we're coming back. Year 2 we announced Reed Wilkins, and year 3 we're not allowed to make an announcement.
I think that would be fair.
Simple as that. Could I say that, Matty?
It'd be a good little,
Maybe.
you know. I mean,
know.
it's no harm.
But then I have to
just
do
say
the
this-
baptism still too.
Yeah, there's. I don't think anything needs to be said.
Do you want to let anybody know who you're baptizing this year?
No,
It's top secret.
that's still a secret. But after watching tonight so far, I think I've made the right decision.
Really?
I think I have an idea of who it might be.
Okay, who was
Write
it
it
last
down.
year?
No comment.
He's up in the. Yeah, he's
No
got to be
comment.
there.
No,
He's
right,
got to
right,
be there.
right.
Yes.
Right?
Is it true?
Last year was
Yeah.
Norm, right?
It has
Yeah.
to be. Yeah,
It's got to be that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I think.
No,
you're making the right-
I have
100%. I'm
I
glad
have
that you guys support.
nothing
Yes.
to say on that
I'm
one.
making the right decision. Right.
There's no one else, and just when you
100%.
said that, I'm not going to continue on that. I'm not going to continue
So
on that.
I'm interested to see what this does for the Elks.
That's the big question.
Right.
You couldn't ask for a better schedule for the next 2 for this franchise.
Well, and the next up is Toronto, right?
And then Ottawa.
I know, but Arbuckle has been Like, I would say Arbuckle has been better than MBT this year.
But is there anyone else? Okay, so you're saying Montreal, with the way their team is right now, more favorable than Toronto?
Yeah. I think Arbuckle, now the records would say otherwise. However, Montreal is now 1-4 with MBT at quarterback. Like,
he won't be the starter anymore.
But doesn't Montreal have a much better defense and much better, let's say, receiving core?
Usually they would. But no Marc-Antoine Dequoy, no KB and Ento, and then Philpott and Mac didn't play tonight.
They also take 7 points off of 23. They only give up 16 points.
As an offense.
As a defensive unit, the Montreal Alouettes defense still only gives 16 points. It's a solid defensive performance.
I think the combination of Arbuckle and Coxie are more dangerous than anything you saw in Montreal tonight. In fact, I'm very confident in that.
Well, I have a Coxie anytime touchdown in a parlay for Lockshop up right now.
Wow, you're a degenerate. I don't know.
It's Coxie anytime touchdown, Diedrich Mills anytime touchdown, Nick Dembski anytime touchdown.
Edmonton
Sports Talk, ESD specials.
I love it.
It's plus 8 something.
I love it. Eight something?
Dude,
did Rankin run for 0 yards?
Yes.
0.
They had 6 carries for no yards in the first half. Didn't run the ball once in the second half.
How can you not be a fan of Cody Fajardo?
Who's not?
Like, that guy's a gamer,
those bums out of here.
He's not Bo Levi. He's not Trevor Harris. It's not going to be pick you apart from the pocket instantly.
It's not surgical.
But he finds a way to get the job done. And when he threw that touchdown tonight, you saw his celebration. I just felt good for that guy.
Yes.
I just felt good for that guy.
Well, it was a
one for the good guys.
Him and Julian Grant connect to beat their former club tonight.
That was fitting. I thought he targeted. What were the targets on Julian Grant tonight?
He was.
Felt like he kind of went.
He got quite a bit.
5 for 8. But he had 4 catches that were on second down that converted a second down to a first down.
That's a huge
big
game for him.
Yeah.
Does anybody have him in the junior?
McCord.
And he had him on bench tonight.
Correct.
A classic mix-up.
Why would you play him?
Look at
that one.
Look
at that one.
News.
Which one was that? Because I was on everything.
Well, that was my
play of the day today?
My play of the day.
And his play from earlier this week.
And from earlier this week. This was a good week for the Glue Crew. If you were riding with Jay, you would have had some very nice wins.
Yeah, there's only one loss in there. That's good.
That one was boosted to plus 160. Boom.
Your account's looking nice.
It's looking fresh, baby.
I'd keep that account away from Reed Wilkins.
Well, yeah, you better watch him.
Is he struggling?
What's that?
Is he struggling?
No, but he loves to play casino games.
He's trying to beat roulette.
Hey, you miss I will walk by the workplace and all I hear is the
Yeah. Like, I don't know how confident you have to be in your job to sit down with your boss and be like, so the other day at work, I was playing roulette for like 2 hours. And I'm just like, cool. But at some point, I think I'd be like, I mean, should you be doing something else? I don't know.
Can you not
tough.
drum up some business, Reed?
Yeah, it's a little tough.
Oh, God bless him. God bless him.
Yeah, we'll see. You know what I think was probably my favorite moment of this game tonight was after they won, the embrace between Fajardo and Killam.
Oh.
Like, trade.
I missed it.
No, you go back.
I was setting things up. I missed it.
And it's a quarterback, but it seemed like I care about you. You care about me. We've done this together. An emotional hug that makes me think it'll be some time before we see Trey Ford again.
Barring injury.
I know that hurts you, Marty.
Barring injury, it's going to every win that I think Fajardo gets, it's another 3 weeks that you add on. You would have to, if they lose the next 4, then I think the conversation kind of returns.
I was going to say, what if
actually, I'll let you, if they lose to Toronto and Ottawa, then I think a conversation will be reignited again because of who you lost to.
Fair. I think
they're the teams you need to
Cody
catch.
going into the Labor Day.
Sure.
But
if that goes bad,
I think they'll win at least one of the next 2, and then I think Cody gets both Labor Day and rematch.
Oh, yeah.
We have a bus going down to Calgary, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Click on Fan Bus.
EST Labor Day is the promo code. It's 125 plus GST instead of the 150 plus GST. But no, you can't take away how the success has been going.
Yeah.
And the last 3 games that the Elks have had with Cody Fajardo at starting quarterback, he's taken to the field for the Elks' last offensive possession with a chance to win the football game or tie the football.
What did Cody throw for tonight?
2.
No.
Was it 3?
Oh, 289.
2 touchdowns.
Cover the over.
71%.
Did you start him in fantasy tonight?
Yeah.
So did I.
Well, I don't have another quarterback.
Yeah, but I know your
Davis
quarterback
Alexander and
situation.
Shad Kelly.
Your quarterback situation is pathetic. I can't believe you're.
I still have solid quarterbacks.
I can't believe you're allowed to carry 3 quarterbacks on your roster at one time. It's embarrassing as a fantasy league.
The reason, the way that works is if one goes on IR, you can pick one more up.
Yeah, but I also
that's
heard
a max.
you're allowed to leave a guy on IR. That's Bush.
No,
that's
Bush.
not good.
You could do that in any league.
No, not in our league. Not in the Kerflow.
I'll say this. I remember one year I had baseball playoffs on ESPN. I kept them on IR almost all year.
Oh, so we're talking
and he
about
was healthy again.
Fantasy baseball 10 years ago.
That's how they do things.
You're in the Spite League. What are the IR rules in the Spite League?
That's what Kixie put that. Who put that IR rule in place in that league?
Worst commissioner I've ever seen. Oh. hey, the point still stands.
Yeah.
I fought for the rule to get the IR in our league before I fixed it. Was you could put anyone on the IR even if they weren't injured.
Sounds like
do you remember that
right now?
No, it is. They have to be injured to first go on the IR.
How can you leave a guy?
Because he's there
in the Kerfloat unless they're on the 6th game.
I'm sorry. How long was Kucherov or guys like Evander Kane on IR? How healthy were they?
Why are we using NHL examples?
Because it's
for a CFL fantasy league.
Circumstance.
You're doing injustice.
You don't need to bring them back.
We're trying to push to Commissioner Stuart Johnston.
I also have 0. All my guys are injured on IR. I have Schoen and Kelly.
Cool story, Matty.
Hey, look at this. This is from Matt at the Garrison. Look at this account. Hey, bang, bang, bang. Jay's playing the day.
Imagine if he made real bets.
No bet shaming here.
I'm bet shaming.
Yes, we are. Well, we could do this again because we got a different group.
Godfather is not making final table tonight.
Godfather here. There he is. There's a crowd. There's everybody.
That's my
there.
buddy Tennell from Lethbridge.
There's Tennell.
The story about him is he came to the office today, and Dusty was supposed to meet him, and Dusty forgot. And he just sat at our office while we did shows because Dusty forgot about him.
I got back later on.
I can see by Manny's eyes he likes it.
I said I was going to do that at the end of the night. I don't know what Jay's doing here, though.
I wonder
Well, it's all...
Jeez, Jay. What is this?
Oh, sorry, guys.
Amateur hour?
Yes, it is.
I wonder how Ched's postgame show is going.
I think you need to stop now, and I think you're done for the night.
Well, that being said, I do love David Morley. And when Ched eventually fires them, I would be totally open to bringing them on board. Okay, talk to you guys later.
There's Dustin Nielson.
Wow.
Our boss. He's getting set to baptize someone tonight. We've had some...
it's
been an interesting night. You still going to make it home early? Is that what you're still thinking?
9:40. I'm going to probably order some tendies because I want to try that dip.
You're going to have to find it from Dusty. That's all I'm going to say.
Maybe take them on the
road. I was hoping that we'd get some clips from the Edmonton Elks. It doesn't look like we are going to be getting that tonight.
They're brutal on the road, hey?
They're better on the road than at home.
Oh.
Whenever we've played them, they've been on the road. That's what I was hopeful for tonight.
Maybe they're brutal in general and getting them up at a timely fashion.
I stand by that web team that they have over there. They do a great job.
Because they have the video. It's out on Twitter.
Is it on Twitter?
Well, yeah, I thought...
I could play it off Twitter. I'm checking YouTube. What are you talking about here, Jay?
Oh, they're just showing like the replays, the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, no, they don't have any of those post-game clips. Although TSN has one. Do you want to hear from Cody Fajardo post-game?
Sure.
It's 35 seconds. Here, let's hear from Cody Fajardo post-game with Kenzie Lalonde of TSN.
He said the most admirable quality about you is you are a fighter till the end. That's exactly what happened here. You come out with the win in Montreal. How are you feeling right now?
Coach Moss always told me he felt I played the best with the game on the line, and every time the game's on the line, I think about him and all the games that we've won together. It's an incredible moment. I don't know if you can write a better story than that. Keon scoring 2 touchdowns, a game winner right there. After everything he went through last week, I told him I'm going to keep going to him. This was a big game. I told everybody this one meant a little bit more. To have the ball in my opportunity at the end of the game, it was special.
Wow. There's Cody Fajardo. Keon Julian Grant with Kenzie Lalonde postgame.
Not just once, but twice here for you guys to come back to Montreal, come away with a win, and put an electric performance on like this. What did this win mean to you?
It meant a lot to just as a collective, all of us. Like, we knew we were getting close, but like, you only be close for so long, and then it gets demoralizing each week if you're just losing by a one-score. It's a one-score game, so we needed this for momentum just to keep going forward.
Yeah, Julian Grant right there with Kenzie Lalonde. as the Edmonton Elks 2-6 on the season. If we look at the standings right now, with the game in hand, they are 4 points back at the BC Lions. The BC Lions do hold the season series, however, so the Elks 5 points back, which makes it 2.5. They have the exact same amount of points as the Toronto Argonauts and the Ottawa Redblacks. In equal amount games played, I should note that. They are all at 4. Toronto, Ottawa meet tomorrow. Someone's going to pick up a victory. They will go up to 6 points, but the Elks will then have a game in hand on said team. Let's say it's Toronto wins tomorrow. The Elks go beat Toronto next week. They'll have equal points. Elks will have a game in hand. They could take control of the crossover at that point.
But they still
have to look at BC in that point. But you got to be looking at both at the exact same time. So this was a massive win, especially after BC's win yesterday against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, as we mentioned. And not exactly the prettiest win, but it doesn't matter. They got the victory tonight. The Edmonton Elks took advantage of mistakes by the Montreal Alouettes, and what they did, we're about to have bagpipes, we better wrap up quickly here. What they did is they found a way to close it out and get the victory, which they haven't done for most of this season. Jay, final thoughts of this one for you as the bagpipes bag us out. Pipe us out.
A win's a win. It doesn't matter how it happens. 5 weeks from now, you're not going to be looking back on this saying, oh man, they didn't run the ball. You're going to forget that. What you're going to remember is that Cody Fajardo led this team, his team. You just heard from him in the postgame. They led his team down the field when it mattered most and scored the big winning touchdown.
That's going to wrap up tonight's Green and Gold post-game show live here from the St. Albert Rugby Club. Elks win 23-22. They improved to 2-6 on this season. Next up will be the Toronto Argonauts on Friday. They are home to the Argonauts on Friday. 7 o'clock at Commonwealth Stadium. GoElks.com for your tickets. Green and Gold kickoff show that day will get going at 6 o'clock. Jay and I will be back right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We appreciate all of you for tuning in on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy this Elks victory. We will talk with you on Monday.